It looks like it's working now.
Hi, Madam Chair.
Hello.
We are just waiting for a confirmation from IT, and then we'll be all set to go. We're so sorry about the delay. We were having issues with our streaming, but as soon as we get that confirmation from IT, I will let you know.
Very good. Thank you. And I'm standing by, ready to roll whenever you are.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks for all your help this morning. Thank you.
You're welcome. Madam Chair, we're all set to start.
Thank you. My video, I'm not on video. There we go. Very good. Thank you. Put us all on. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for your patience this morning. We were having some technical difficulties. And also thank you to central staff and the IT department for helping us resolve our issues this morning. My name is Liz Braden. I'm the chair of the City of Boston Committee on Strong Women, Families and Communities. I'm joined this morning by my colleague, Councillor Ed Flynn, and Commissioner Emily Shea from the Age Strong Commission. This hearing this morning is being recorded and broadcast on Xfinity Channel 8, RCN, Channel 82, FiOS Channels 964, and on Facebook Live, as well as live streamed on boston.gov City Council /TV. We will take public testimony at the end of the hearing. If you're interested in testifying, please email ron c.cobb, C-O-B-B, at boston.gov for the link and follow along on the main stream to know when it's your turn to speak. Please state your name and affiliation or residence and limit your comments to a few minutes to ensure that all comments and concerns are heard. Invited speakers this morning, I already mentioned, Emily Shea is the Elderly Commissioner from Age Strong Commission. Francis Thomas, Deputy Commissioner of Administration and Finance at the Age Strong Commission. And I just mentioned Councillor Ed Flynn is here. Thank you. So today's hearing is on three dockets. Docket 01630, message and order authorizing the City of Boston to accept and expend the amount of $566,120 in the form of a grant for the financial year 2021 Title III Caregiver Services awarded by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, passed through the Massachusetts Executive Office of Elder Affairs, to be administered by the Age Strong Commission. The grant will fund sub-grant caregiver services to seniors and grandparents raising grandchildren. Docket 0651, message and order authorizing the City of Boston to accept and expend the amount of $936,440.25 in the form of a grant for the financial year 21 Nutrition Service Incentive Program awarded by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, passed through the Massachusetts Executive Office of Elder Affairs, to be administered by the Age Strong Commission, and the grant will fund incentives to serve more meals to elders. And docket 0652, message and order authorizing the City of Boston to accept and expend the amount of $486,609 in the form of a grant for the FFY 2022 state allocations awarded by the Massachusetts Executive Office of Elder Affairs, passed through the Massachusetts Executive Office of Elder Affairs, to be administered by the Age Strong Commission, and the grant will fund elder lunch program in the City of Boston. So thank you, everyone. I think with no further ado, I would like to pass this over to Commissioner Emily Shea and Assistant Commissioner, let's see, I'm getting your titles wrong here, Deputy Commissioner Francis Thomas. You're very welcome this morning. Thank you for being here. Emily, you need to unmute.
You think I'd learned that after so long, but thank you so much, Councillor Breeden. I'm really happy to be here today talking about these grants. These funds are part of what makes our work have so much impact on older adults is some of these grant funds that we get in both from the state and the federal government that we then turn around and we fund a network. When you take all the funds together, we fund a network of 25 different organizations in the community that provide a whole range of programs and services to older adults and that really partner with us in our work to make Boston one of the best places to age in the country. So just wanted to speak, I guess, briefly to each of these to just share a little bit of information, both for you and Councillor Flynn, and also for folks watching, so that they can access these great programs and services as well. So docket 0630, the Title III Caregiver Program, we currently fund Boston Senior Home Care to run a program for for caregivers of people over the age of 60. These are all Older Americans Act funds, so they focus on folks over the age of 60. And so this program can provide support to caregivers. It can help caregivers. It does assessments on caregiving situations, helps people connect to different resources, provides support groups, provides respite care, lots of different supports out there for caregivers. So that's one of the programs that's funded with this money. And then the other program that is funded with this money, as we said, is a Grandparents Raising Grandchildren program. And we are really excited to partner on that program as well. That program is a kinship care program. So, you don't have to be a grandparent. You can be, you need to be somebody who's over 60, who's caring for a younger person. That program also provides lots of support groups across the city, help accessing resources, help navigating things that you have to navigate when you're caring for a young person, like the school system and different supports and guardianship. So that's really a fabulous program as well. So very excited about those funds. The docket 0651 is part of our grant award. It's the Nutrition Services Incentive Program. We have a number of different funding sources that come in through our office and out to our organizations in the community that help to provide both the Meals on Wheels and the congregate meal programs in Boston. The money that comes through our office is actually only part of the full scope of the whole program. So it's bigger than even just us, but we have two fabulous partners, Ethos and the Chinese Golden Age Center, and Ethos has a host of partners in this program as well. There's really so many different people working to provide in-home meals for people who are homebound and have trouble going out, and also congregate meal sites, which are have been doing grab and go meals throughout the pandemic. But I just got an email right before this hearing that a number of those sites are actually getting back up and running in person as well. So excited about those additional funds. I wanted to read into the record one correction for the docket 0652. So it is our state allocation for the state elder lunch program. I wanted to say that this is an FY21 state allocation, not a 22 state allocation. And this was already approved in one of our previous hearings at the amount of $1,456,653. That was a preliminary allocation from the state for us that we received for the state, and we've now received our full allocation. So the amount that you read into record, Counselor, of that $489,609.24, that's an additional amount and that will bring us to our fully awarded state elder lunch amount of $1,946,262.26. So, and again, just like the Nutrition Services Incentive Program, or NSIP, as we like to call it, this is just another piece of the funding that comes together to help to fund that important program for older adults. Happy to answer any questions that you have.
Thank you. I will hold any of my questions. I have a few questions, but Councillor Flynn, do you have some questions for Commissioner Shea?
Thank you, Councillor Braden. I want to say thank you to Commissioner Shea and for Mr. Thomas for being here, for providing an excellent presentation, and more importantly, for the many years of work that you and your team has helped and provided so many seniors and persons with disabilities in need. So on behalf of the City Council, I want to say thank you to the Age Strong Commission. When my mother was the First Lady of Boston for 10 years, she spent a lot of her time volunteering with Age Strong, which at the time was the Elderly Commission. So I respect the work that you do. I respect the work that your volunteers do. I don't have any questions. I just wanted to say thank you to the Age Strong team for outstanding work and helping so many seniors in the city of Boston. Thank you, Councilor Braden.
Thank you, Councillor Flynn. I had a couple of questions. In terms of the support groups for elders raising children or any of these, where's the best place to access that information to know what resources are available? I know the Boston Strong magazine has a lot of that information, but are there other ways to find out about it?
Sure. So for anybody looking on for any aging information, they're welcome to call our office. You can call our office just by calling 311 and getting connected to the Age Strong Commission. There also is our ASAP partners have something called Boston Elder Info. That is another way to get information, and that phone number is oh geez, I should make sure I have it right before I read it into record. 617-292-6211, I believe. Francis, if you could look that up and just make sure I got that correct, that would be fabulous. And then Francis, I need your assistance. I am drawing a blank this morning on our fabulous partner that we've worked for so long on this program with. Can you help me with that?
MSPCC.
Oh, yes, thank you. MSPCC. Thank you, Francis. This is why it's good to have a second part of your brain.
It's always handy.
It's always handy. So MSPCC has been a longtime partner for us on this program and really just does such a fabulous job with their kinship program and such impressive work. So folks can call them directly as well. So any of those three places, we like to say it's kind of a no wrong door policy, right? If you get to somewhere, we can connect you to the right place.
Yeah, and especially with elders, that's really important. Sometimes it's hard for them to navigate the bureaucracy, and to make it as simple as possible is always helpful. I had a question about, in terms.
Councillor, let me add for you the correct phone number for elder information.
Okay.
It's 617-292.
Yeah.
6211.
Oh, that's
Excellent.
what I said, Francis.
You're close.
Got it. Excellent. So in terms of, I just had a question about culturally sensitive food. I know you're partnered with the Chinese Golden Age Center and Ethos, but we have a very diverse city. We have folks from all sorts of backgrounds and cultures, and elders as well. And how do we handle culturally sensitive or religious sensitivity about meal regulations? I don't know if are there choices.
Sure. So there are about 10 different types of meals that are provided through the Meals on Wheels program. And Counselor, we can get a full list of those for you so that I don't forget any of those today, because I don't have the list in front of me. But I can say there are Chinese meals, there are traditional American meals, Caribbean meals. There's a kind of African meal that they have. There is, they also provide kosher meals. They provide, there's a couple different types of therapeutic meals, like a renal meal and a pureed meal. There's a lot of different meal types. Vietnamese, I believe they have. So there are a lot of different meal types. Ethos also goes out to bid every 5 years for food vendors for the full program, for both meal and delivery vendors. And when I say the full program, I mean, I just mean that our money is a piece of the full pot of money that funds this program. And so they do go out to bid, and they also, if there are organizations interested in providing food, they do talk to people in between bidding times about opportunities. It's a program that has significant federal and state regulations in terms of what needs to be included in the meal. It needs to be 1/3 of the recommended daily allowance. It needs to have a certain amount of, they monitor sodium levels and different things like that. So it's not, and there's a nutritionist that does menu planning. The program itself is actually much more than just a meal or just delivery. They also do nutrition assessments, nutrition education and counseling. So it's a very comprehensive program.
Yes, and a very important and vital one as well. So thank you for all that work. And let's see, in terms of supports for caregivers, I know I have a family member recently, we've had experience a family member needing support for your caregiver support network. Can you give me a little more, just for the viewers watching, a little more information about caregiver support?
Sure. So the Family Caregiver Support Program is actually for folks watching that have people in different parts of the state or the country. It's a program that is across the whole country.
Wow.
And yep, so it's funded. It's a part of the Older Americans Act, and it is available for people across the full country. It provides supports for people who are caring for family members or loved ones who are over the age of 60. And so it the care advisors can do assessments to help a family really understand what the resources are that are out there. They can help a family kind of navigate care systems. They have some funding to help for some respite care. They also provide some support groups. There's a fabulous evidence-based support group that they do that helps bring caregivers, care partners together and really provide them with that support that's needed. I know they've been doing those virtually throughout the pandemic, and I think that they'll continue to do some virtual and some in person. They actually received some additional funding through the CARES Act this year, which is really exciting. Because I think one of the problems with this program and with a lot of aging programs is that people just don't know that they're out there and that they can access them. And so we were able to through this extra funding, really support a program where they're able to get the word out. And they've been on billboards, and they've been in newspapers and out on radio, and really letting folks know about all the programs and services they can access through the Family Caregiver Program. So it's a great program, and I really encourage anybody who has a loved one that they're caring for to check it out. You can just call that Boston Elder Info number that we gave before, the 292-6211 number, and get connected to that program. It also, if folks leave this and they're like, I didn't have a pen and I don't know where to call, just call 311 and we'll get you connected to it.
That sounds great. And I agree, so much of it is just making that first call and making the connection to start. And And no, and also, you know, I think when you're in the midst of taking care of an elder or a family member who's an elder, it's you can get overwhelmed so easily. So it's important to know that there's help out there.
I agree with that, Counselor. And, you know, I think that it's also, even if you think you don't need the program, you might want to give a call now and just learn what's available for you, because when you're in crisis, you want to know what's around and be able to access it.
Yeah. Councillor Flynn, did you have any additional comments or questions to ask? Or
And yes, Councilor Braden, I just wanted to follow up on one of your comments, Councilor Braden. You know, we see a lot of seniors caring for their grandchildren. My parents are old and they care for my sister's son who's special needs. And he has very, very difficult challenges walking. But I know you talked about it, Commissioner, but you see a lot of grandparents that are old and that might be disabled to themselves, and they're caring for grandchildren that might have special needs challenges. How do you factor all of that in, working with maybe with the Mayor's Commission on Persons with Disabilities, but how do you factor all of those challenges in? You know, the family it's everything now is it's an extended family. It's not just the parents and the kids. It's the grandparents, it's the aunts, it's the uncles, it's everybody really now. But what are your thoughts about that, Commissioner?
Sure. I mean, I think that it's important to kind of take a comprehensive look at everything that a family system needs, right? And that's why there's supports for older adults, and there's also supports for a kind of older adults who are helping their younger grandchildren or grandnieces or great grands or whomever it might be. And so, you know, I think that it's important that those two systems work together, right? And that our partners at MSPCC also kind of understand how to connect people back. And if they feel like a grandparent or a care provider that they're working with also needs assistance kind of from the other aging network services to be able to connect people in. And on that end, one of the things that we do is I said we work with 25 different organizations that we fund through our Title III Older Americans Act dollars. And we do bring our grantees together with our team to be able to know each other, to be able to make referrals back and forth, to understand what the full scope of all of the programs and services out there are, so that we can make sure that folks get connected.
Well, thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Mr. Thomas, and thank you, Councilor Braden.
thank you. I don't have any other questions. I really appreciate all the great work you do. I think I said this before, I think the Age Strong Commission does an incredible job, and I look forward to recommending that these dockets pass at the next council meeting.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Councillor and Councillor Flynn and Councillor Braden, and really appreciate all that you do and your support of the Age Strong Commission and all the older residents. Yes, as I say, it takes a village to raise a child. I think it takes a village to keep us all healthy and supported and well. So I appreciate all the great work. Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I now call this. I now adjourn this meeting. Thank you so much. I don't have a gavel.